I did this video to show the install of a mosquito net screen that we did in our 2012 Leisure Travel Free Spirit van. The van came without one, and the ones that they offer through Leisure Travel are reputedly less than perfect, and so we went ahead and had one designed along the lines of what was in a road trek that we had. The main problem we had with it is in the Leisure Travel Free Spirit, there's a cabinet that sticks out in the back there that you can see near the top, and that protruded beyond the area where you would attach it to the frame, and so it caused the material to bunch up some, and it also made it difficult to get our screwdriver in to screw in the screws. On the bottom we had tent and tarp put on Velcro, and then I stuck the opposite Velcro along the bottom. We tried different things for attaching the tarp material to the body of the van. Ended up using plumber's tape with screws. If we would have known it was going to work and known how it was going to work, we could have probably done a better job, but as it is, you don't see it because the doors are closed, and from the inside it looks really good. You can't see it at all, of course, the plumber's tape. Now we did pull out the plugs that plug the holes along the rim that we attached to, because they would have caused a more uneven situation. Actually, originally we thought we'd use those holes and screw to them, but that didn't work out very well. Of course, there's the doorstop brackets, whatever you call them, that allow you to either keep the doors in a straight out position or we cut around the brackets as we installed the material, and it actually came out with a considerably tighter fit than is on the road trek. This is another view of the other side, I think. If we have problems with bugs getting in, we'll figure out a way to plug up the holes when the brackets come off. This is a view of the top of the zippered part. You can see where the cabinet protrudes, and you can see how the rim is screwed in with the plumber's tape. This is just another view of the Velcroed bottom. In the middle there, Alaska tent and tarp. I had attached the Velcro to the screen, and I stuck a wider strip actually of Velcro to the rim there. Finally, this is again the view where you can see the cabinet and how it looks with the doors open. With them closed, you don't see any of that, of course. This is the view from the inside, of course, and you can see there the seam that comes down. That was caused by a mismeasurement on my part. After they originally fabricated the mosquito screen and the outside material, I found out I had the screen 4 inches too wide, and so they had to take that out, which of course produced the seam. They did as well as they could, but even after they were done modifying it, it didn't look quite as pretty as it did before it was modified in terms of being perfectly flat. I don't think that has anything to do with how it looks from the inside other than the seam. However, here's an attempt at showing you the corners. It's a little dark, but what you can see is it looks pretty much like a professional job from the inside, and the bunched up stuff you don't see, but it does give you the advantage of having a back on that cabinet. The top half of that cabinet actually was open completely before, but now it has fabric back, which I think is actually an improvement. The screens zip out. In fact, you can zip them all the way off. They hook at the bottom. They're one-way zippers. They're not two-way zippers, but I don't see why you need two-way zippers. If you have to access stuff from under the seat from the rear, then you can zip them all the way down. You can even unhook them and store the screen elsewhere if you like. That little hole there actually closes up better when you pay attention to it, but I was holding the camera and doing it, so I didn't do much of a job. The reason we like the screen so much is because it provides quite a bit more ventilation than is already available through the many windows, and the fact that you can get that ventilation while you're sleeping without, concern for the place filling up with bugs. I suppose there's places in the U.S. where you don't worry about them, but certainly here in Alaska we do. As you can see, the bed is powering down right there. In the Free Spirit, the bed is really quite large, especially when you fill in the hole with the table and cushions, although that's not necessary. You can actually sleep with your legs on those individual side things quite well. Again, I regret the seam in the screen, but that's my fault. So all in all, I was quite pleased with how it came out. It took about a day's worth of time for us to A, figure it out, and B, install it. I think with people who knew how to do it and knew how they were going to do it rather, and who had a proper screwdriver with an extension, it would be more on the order of a 3-hour job if you already had the plumber's tape and the screws handy. So this is what it looks like with the doors closed. Again, you don't notice the seam when the doors are closed, which is why it didn't concern me that much. I'd like to thank my brother Albert for providing the music, and of course I did the video.